Lift your weary head up to the sky. Open up your window, let the sun in, and sing out with your arms stretched open wide. Hello world!
Hello, world.
Hello, Matt.
Oh, good morning, Chloe. How are you this morning?
It's hot.
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah. I have come to the terrible realization I'm going to need to buy more shorts.
Oh, you should always get more shorts. Or just like if you don't like shorts, like I'm a big fan of like the like linen pants, like the super breathable. Like,
that's very fancy.
Or yeah, I don't have any of them, but I would like them.
Yeah.
They might be a bad idea. I've never actually worn them.
Maybe, but the great thing is you can wear them to the racetrack, the horse racetrack.
The go watch the ponies.
Go bet on the ponies.
Bet on the ponies. I've always considered myself to be about 15 to 20 years away from being the guy that wears a linen suit to the horse track and
God.
Just sits there with his little racing form.
I can't wait.
Come on, Destiny's Runner. Come on, Destiny's Runner.
When I was growing up, I was in fact a horse girl.
Yeah.
And I had a horse named Rosie O'Gray.
I had a horse called Rosie O'Donnell. I was really into the first Flintstones movie.
Well, that's sort of the point of the name, is that it's kind of a fake out. You think it's going to be Rosie O'Donnell, but then it's Rosie O'Gray, and you're like, that makes more sense. It's a gray horse.
It is. Good morning, everyone. Everyone's saying good morning in the chat. Good morning, Raj Andelman. Good morning, Jess Rassick Snark. Morning. Regis is watching this morning. Holy crap.
Wow. Good morning, Regis. Thank you for the hair compliment.
Yeah, and Regis loves your hair. Good morning to
TV
D. That baby piggy gets me every time. It also gets YouTube to send me a little message saying, America's Funniest Home Videos owns that clip. So I need to change
Does America's Funniest Home Videos own everything that
I think so.
Play that they get sent?
I think so. I think that's part of it. Yeah.
It feels crazy.
Yeah. Well, happy Monday, everybody. It's the first Monday of June, which is
June.
It's June. Very exciting. Happy Pride Month to everybody.
Happy Pride.
Yeah, June is such a fun month. It's Pride Month. It's my birthday. It's just there's a lot that goes on.
There's a lot happening.
Yeah,
it's my brother's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to your brother yesterday.
And my dad's birthday at the end of the month. And then Father's Day in the middle. It's just a whole bunch of celebrations.
Just a whole bunch of stuff.
Pride.
But mostly Pride. Oh. Yeah, absolutely. I do want to give a shout out to your friend Chloe, Andrew. I think if Andrew, if you're watching, hi. Andrew sent some pictures of his pup to our Discord. If you're not on our Discord, you should join our Discord. I'm going to throw up
we requested some puppy pictures last week, and Andrew came through. But I'm going to say this right now. We will always take puppy pictures.
Yeah, we will always take puppy pictures.
You got one, please share.
So here's a link to our Discord. If you want to hop on that Discord, come on in, hang out with us. In the Hello World channel, we got some amazing puppy pictures that I want to show. This is the first one. This is just going to make your heart melt. Look at that little face.
Her name is Evie, and I love her.
Her name is Evie, and what is not to love? Look at that little pup.
What an angel.
Jess Rassick Snark says it right. OMFG. We're a low cussing show, or else I'd just say it. Oh my flippin' gosh. That's what that stands for.
Yeah, her little teeth.
Yeah, her little doofers. Okay, so there's that one, and then this next picture really embodies how I've been feeling the last few days with the heat index getting so high. This is me. Just
She's such a sleepy puppy.
It's so hard being a puppers. It's so hard.
You have a long day, you know?
Yeah.
Playing and learning and eating treats.
I mean, just a little lumpkin.
Lumpkin is the correct word. Yeah.
That just makes me happy right off the bat.
Those are good. Those are good pup pictures.
Yeah. So if you've got pup pictures, feel free, send them to us on our Discord, and
yes,
we will show them to the world.
The world needs to know.
The world does need to know. Regis has already slid into our Discord, and we did say dog pictures, so feel free, hit us with them. Already here we go. Look at these are fresh off the chat, and I love when dogs wear t-shirts, and that's a dog in a t-shirt right there.
They're dog friends.
They're just hanging out being awesome. This is a new segment we're working on for the show that's just where we spend an hour and a half just looking at people's dog pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
We do have a couple. We do have some business. We need to do some business we need to take care of before we bring on our. Oh God! But I'm sorry. This is. I'm being very. Regis is really distracting me in the show this morning. Look at that!
Gosh.
Look at that! Regis, what is this dog's name? If you could tell us this dog's name in the chat, just here in the Twitch chat here, so everybody can see. Yeah, the fans are loving this segment. And then we've got this is a good one too. Little fisheye picture of the puppers. Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's
Excellent
Merle.
content.
Of course it is. And the white one is Ruthie. Merle and Ruthie. I am here for it.
It's just such a beautiful way to start your week, you know?
Just a beautiful way to start your week. Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Regis. We appreciate you for sending those pics in. Let's see. Let's do a little what happened on this day today. It's kind of a fun one today. On this day, June 7th, 1968, the world's first Legoland resort opens in Billund, Denmark.
Wow.
Yeah. So the first Legoland resort opened today, all the way in Denmark, which is where Legos originated. This is
resort?
Legoland Resort.
Okay, I could stay there?
You can. They have them in so this is, let's see here.
Yeah,
this is Legoland. This is the Florida Resort.
What?
Right? Let's see. It's like it's a theme park.
It's a whole thing. So I've always loved building things, right? But I got one of my friends a Lego pirate ship, and we're putting it together.
Nice.
And first of all, expensive, but second of all, totally worth it.
Right. Legos are not cheap.
Fun. And
Legos are not cheap.
The instructions are so clear. And it's much better. I helped one of my friends like put together their air conditioner this weekend. And it was just after looking at the Lego instructions and then looking at these air conditioner instructions.
Yeah.
I was in a rage. Just such comparatively poor design.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense.
I get it. We'll talk more about Legos later on in the show. I've got, you're talking about them being expensive. I've actually compiled some pictures of some of the most expensive Lego sets that are out there today.
Oh, wow.
Or at least at the time of the writing of this article, which I think was maybe last year. So, but we'll take a look. We'll take a look at that a little bit later in the show. Our trivia question today is approximately how many Lego bricks are produced in a year?
Oh my gosh.
Approximately how many Lego bricks are produced in a year?
It's got to be in the billions. I mean, they're small.
I mean, you're not wrong. Start in the billions and work your way up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. So yeah, think on that. We'll take the answers for that at the end of the show.
Yes. I'm so hyped.
Yeah. We'll have a little chat about that. All right. Well, it's that time. I'm excited. We've got two lovely people we're going to be chatting with today. Later on in the show, Kristina Smarz is going to be joining us. We're going to be talking about some reality television. I've gotten a little bit into now that Eurovision is over, I need something else to satiate my competition void. And reality TV is helping with that. So that's I'm pretty excited to chat with her. But first, I'm also very excited to bring out our first guest. She's an engineer, and she's not an engineer. She's shaking her head at me. I am awful at introducing people. I'm going to bring her out, and I'll let her tell you. I know she is a writer. I know that much. She is a writer. And maybe she's a writer engineer, one of those kind of writing engineers. I'm killing it this morning, everybody. Put your hands together in your own living rooms for Lynne Peskoe-Yang. Good morning, Lynne.
Good morning. Hi.
Thank you for staying on the show, even though I have no idea how to introduce people.
In your defense, pretty much everyone in my work life thinks that I'm an engineer. It's sort of, my whole career is sort of about pretending to have qualifications that I don't, and just everybody kind of agreeing to not talk about it and not check it out. Not directly lying, but like not correcting the assumptions at all, because who has the time?
I'm
an engineering writer. That's how I would usually describe myself. So emphasis on the writer, but the content is usually related to some kind of engineering, because that's what I like reading about. And so I have to, I spend my whole day reading. So I'm very lucky that I get to read stuff I want to read.
So when you say you write about engineering, like what kind of things then do you write about?
Well, I like to tell people that I'm a lube writer, because technically that's true, but it's not the fun kind. Although
lube is lube, right?
Lube's lube. It will lubricate you. What happens after that is anybody's guess. It's not written in the recommendation, in the instructions. But like car kind of lube, the machines kind of lube. So the lube that's inside your vibrator, not on the outside. I don't know that's not a cuss, so I don't know.
No, that's fine. You can say vibrator.
All right,
we're all adults here. I didn't know vibrators had lube on the inside.
Honestly, I'm not sure. But everything that has vibrators, they have some kind of machine motion. So I assumed, because the typical way to do that would be by like swinging around a little mechanical weight, and that motion would usually there would be some tiny amount of a lubricant inside of that gear to make that keep going, but not the kind that you'd need to add more as the like farm equipment or something, because it doesn't have any way to get out, so it just stays there forever.
Right.
So it's weird. Lube outside, lube inside. There's a joke there.
I feel like I feel like we could just do a whole show, maybe a later night show where we just talk about all the different kinds of lube.
Yeah, it is not that interesting. Unfortunately, there's.
I don't know. I feel like our viewers are here for it. There's a lot of info coming out this morning.
Such info.
Such info.
So I was looking at your website when I was prepping for the show earlier this morning, because I'm a big prep person, so I feel like prepping right before the show just gets you motivated. Gets you right into it. LubeTube, there we go.
LubeTube.
There it is, right there.
Welcome
Sorry.
Thank you, Booth.
Thank you, Booth.
Tube where we lube.
But I wanted to. You were writing about AI, which I thought was that kind of stuff. Like, it fascinates me and it terrifies me all at the same time, because I know very, very little about it. But AI is becoming more and more of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So I guess the question that we're asking is, how
safe
should we be?
Yeah, how safe are we
of the robot uprising?
Because Boston Dynamics is just like a little bit up the road from us. So I think where are you calling from, if you don't mind?
I'm in Westchester right now. I'm visiting because of the heat wave. I crossed state lines to access quality air conditioning. So my family. Yeah, I'm in my childhood bedroom with all my biggest, ugliest T-shirts. So I feel really at home. Yeah, but usually I'm based in Western Mass. Which is super fun until it's super hot, and then nobody has air conditioning because we're in denial. So we're here now. But so do you live near Boston Dynamics? Do you very carefully check out all the dogs you see on your walk? Double check, is that a little too shiny? Is its walk too symmetrical?
Yeah, it's that looks like a robot in a fur coat. That's exactly what that is. It's crazy. They're dancing now. They're I don't
getting
know.
Fired from the NYPD. So all the things that a person should do, a regular dog should do.
Is that a real thing? Did a robot get fired from the NYPD?
Bought one for $60,000 or something, and then they just quietly got rid of it because everyone hated it so much and it was getting complained about so much. It's just so embarrassing, but the NYPD is beyond the capacity to be embarrassed at this point. They were like, I don't think anyone saw that, so we're just gonna.
I want to find a picture of it. I want to see if I can find a picture of it. It's making me accept cookies here. Oh, that's not too bad. I mean,
no, it's not.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy. A sloth.
Yeah,
a sloth could be dragging. That would be more empathetic. I would pet that. Yeah.
Maybe that's the issue. They need to make it more empathetic.
Yeah. Do you hear? So this is not really answering any of your question about how afraid we should be, but I think the answer is implied in these stories. That, have you guys heard of Marty, the Walmart robot, the aisle cleaning robot?
That's the big tall thing, right?
Yeah. And have you ever encountered one in a Walmart? No. So I don't know if this is still true. I had a friend who worked at Walmart and narrated this whole evolution to me, and then he quit. So I'm not sure where it stands, but at one point they were putting these gigantic googly eyes on the Martys so that people wouldn't be so terrified of them, and also so that people wouldn't yell at them and kick them and stuff. Yeah, there they are.
Look at that. It looks, from behind. Oh, there we go. There's majestic. The googly eyes.
Oh God. Yeah, why does it have to be googly eyes? I didn't understand. Why couldn't they just paint eyes on it? Why have to? It's not like they're gonna wiggle. I don't know.
I will say this is much different. These things right here make me think evil.
I agree.
That looks like an evil robot.
Right. And why do they have to be so blue and so narrow? And
whereas that says, "How can I help you?"
To me, that says, "Help me, oh God."
Help me, I have a soul.
Please kill me.
Have you seen WALL-E? It's the same thing.
Yeah. It's just, it needs...
it wants to be the same.
A whole face, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be better or worse.
Yeah, it's hard to say. There's the uncanny valley. This is clearly not there yet, but at some point it gets to be like too close yet not close enough. Yeah.
It just reminds me of the spork toy from Toy Story. Is it just called Sporky or something like that?
Is it from one of the later Toy Stories? I'm not.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
The last Toy
No
Story.
spoilers. But there is a character
called
that's
Sporky.
just a spork with like pipe cleaner arms.
Yeah. So according to Toy Story,
Okay.
you can make anything the minute you make something into a toy, it comes to life.
That's horrifying. I found that so upsetting as a kid. Like, you're responsible for all. If they're sad and neglected, like, you did that.
That's on you.
And you don't even get to know about it. You just feel like the moral weight of it growing up. Like, all of these toys that are just, I created them for no reason. And I don't even visit them.
Oh, man. I
could feel guilty about anything.
Yeah, I think you should do a Toy Story live stream where you just...
Like a horror version of Toy Story.
Yeah, where you just kind of talk through...
Your fault. Yeah.
The commentary of the Toy Story movies.
Yeah. Here's why this is actually bad. You should feel bad. I like the movies.
Yeah. So yeah, we tend to kind of derail very easily here. We're both
I accept that.
You wave keys at us, we'll talk about whatever. But back to the AI thing. Like, I know it's not a huge, like, I'm not really like scared that Terminators are going to come over the hill and like kill us all. I mean, eventually, probably. That's probably how we'll go out. Yeah. But now, like, what is the purpose of AI? Like, what does AI serve right now?
Yeah. So it's a very good question. I mean, the short answer is AI is just math, right? It's just like statistics with so many extra steps. That's really any like big data algorithm. The point where it becomes AI is where you're like, you say to an algorithm, look at all these numbers, you make sense out of it. And I'm not even going to tell you like whether to take an average or find the statistical mean. You know, you're just like, group these numbers together in a way that creates trends and therefore facts, and especially facts that humans can do something about. So there's a huge temptation with that kind of function to like create meaning out of those facts. So an AI can come up with any fact about anything and correlate anything to anything. And so if you're like a business intelligence kind of person, you really want those outcomes to, or those calculations, those results to look meaningful and therefore like actionable. Like, look, my AI said that what you really need to do is, trim this expense and whatever. I don't business. You know what I mean? So in that way, it's a lot like, your local witch, right? Like, not only do my magic potions tell me these facts about you, but they also tell you what you need to do. And look at that, I sell that. Here it is. You can have some. So I'm pretty negative about a lot of AI applications, but it's also like it's just a hugely broad category. And I know that, like, in some places it can be really useful, but it's capitalism, and so the capitalist version of it is, to me, not any more evil than regular, acoustic, a cappella capitalism.
Yeah, I like when the AIs write, movie scripts.
I do too. It's very.
Like, this is what a computer.
Like
This is how a computer understands people.
Yeah, and it's always like kind of making fun of us in a way that's like a little too close to home. Like, yeah, okay, you get our jokes and you're better at it.
That's why we're scared of you, robot.
Yeah, that's legitimate, because robots are definitely funnier than us. There's no competition there. Luckily, they don't seem very interested in being funny. Which
is good for us.
Yes. Yeah. I do think it's relevant that. So I'm not an engineer, but I do spend a lot of my time talking to engineers of all different stripes, and AI engineers. They're not afraid of AI in general, and they'll never talk about like, the robot apocalypse, but they don't have a Google Home or a Google Nest. They don't have any like
They don't
easy
have like a
access
Bluetooth
points.
printer.
Yeah, or Bluetooth fridge, or like
had one of those
a cloud
minis.
fridge.
I had one of those Google Minis until
Yeah.
it wouldn't stop playing Paul Simon songs. Even after I would say play or skip song, right? And it would play another Paul Simon song, and I would say play not Paul Simon, and then it would play another Paul Simon song, and then I said play Billy Joel, and then it would play a Billy Joel song, and then immediately follow it with a Paul Simon song, and
Wow.
it's like
Was it Paul Simon?
It was
Was
Paul
your
Simon.
mini? It was Paul. It was a
It
small.
was. It was,
Paul
but it was
Simon
the
perhaps
senator.
in your
It was the
Google
senator,
Home?
Senator Paul Simon,
Free him.
not the singer Paul Simon.
Of course.
Had it was a little Google Mini with a little bow tie on. It was adorable, which is why we got it.
Yeah.
So you also write science fiction, right? You've written some sci-fi stuff. Have you always been into science fiction, or is that something that you got into once you started like getting into like hanging and talking to engineers and like doing writing and things like that?
Yeah. I think I was sort of more of a fantasy fan growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I found sci-fi very boring, actually. I'm not really sure why, but I didn't really think of myself as a science person. I didn't feel like confident in exploring those concepts, and therefore in like, I didn't get to have that pleasure of reading like the world building of science fiction and being like, oh yeah, that's related to this. I'm like up on the, it's like reading like fan fiction of a book that you aren't a fan of. Like, I don't get why this is interesting because I wasn't invested in these subjects. But now, yeah, I mean, I think about these things all the time, and it's really easy once you know a little bit about a technology to imagine all the ways that it could be used for evil. And that's basically, that's actually like not even original. I think Margaret Atwood has some writing quote that's like, for every technology, she says it beautifully, of course, but the gist of it is like, for every new invention, there's a way it's meant to be used, a way it could be used by accident, and a way it could intentionally be used for evil. Oh, wow. And like when you invent something for a world, you need to keep all those things in mind. And that's where a story comes from, is like, oh, there's no problem with this. Oops, an accident. Oh no, evil. That's like that's sci-fi.
Yeah. And you can watch Handmaid's Tale and be like, oh yeah, that's exactly. Whew. That's really cool. What were your what sci-fi got you into it? Like, were there any authors or books that you were like especially keen on?
Yeah. Good question. I mean, Margaret Atwood's very, very accessible. Mm-hmm. She really, I think partly because, she's a writer first and just like sort of believes in her ability to understand things. And so learns voraciously while researching. So I read Oryx and Crake, that series by her, which is about, it's like an end of the world kind of bio sci-fi. It's awesome. It's a lot about like evolution and like ethics or whatever.
And what's it called again?
Oryx and Crake, Oryx.
And
Crake is phonetic, I think. Which those are both animals, which I didn't realize until like halfway through the book. Those are real animals. And Oryx is like I don't know. I'm not going to say it because I don't remember. They might be birds.
We've got the internet right here. We will figure out computers are here to help us talk about computers. Yeah. It's not a bird. It is it's a large antelope species.
Oh, right.
So it's this guy. That's
hey, ooh,
I'm a
handsome fellow.
Crake.
What's that?
Sorry, we have a little guest here.
Oh,
that's my daughter.
Hi. That's a crake.
Crake is a bird.
It's a little bird. Yeah.
All right. See you later, Juno. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
How old are you?
3.
You're 3.
Good age. It's a good age.
That's a good age to be.
All right.
That's a good age to be.
All right, I'm gonna let her go.
So much love in the chat.
Sorry about that. I figured you guys wouldn't mind
No.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
a morning show, a little bit of a morning child.
No, we love adorable things. We love
yeah.
adorable
I don't have a dog, so the
items.
closest I get.
Perfect. Perfect substitute.
Parenting
We
is
don't have
not that
kids,
different from having a dog.
so yeah. I have two. We're dog people, and you're a kid person. We get that, yeah.
I'm a dog person too. I just don't have room for both. But yeah.
Right.
So
You
we
gotta
were
take
talking
it,
about. What were we talking about?
Um,
She just.
We're talking about Works and
I don't know.
Craig sci-fi. Yeah, the funny.
Yeah.
So one of the funny things about sci-fi is like part of most people's definitions of sci-fi is that it's bad, and so when somebody is a good sci-fi writer, people don't recognize them as sci-fi, or they forget that it's sci-fi. Like Kurt Vonnegut is a science fiction writer, but nobody is ever like, when you ask them like, oh, what's your favorite sci-fi book? Nobody's like, oh, it's Kurt Vonnegut.
Yeah. So that's true. I did like Kurt Vonnegut as a teenager, and it definitely didn't fit that category. In my head, sci-fi was like, certainly for boys, and definitely not something you brag about being interested in. But Kurt Vonnegut was like cool to like, and I genuinely liked it. Like what's that? Cat's Cradle? Totally sci-fi.
I'm rereading that right now.
Oh,
it's
good time to reread that.
So good.
Devastating.
I'm a little worried that it's going to throw me into an existential crisis, but that's fine.
I mean, aren't we all just maybe a couple steps away from an existential crisis?
Yes. Sometimes you have to push yourself over the edge just so you can like climb back out and be like, okay, I got that done.
This is going to happen one way or the other. We might as well just make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen somewhere safe,
and then move on. Yeah,
environment.
Are you currently working on anything? Do you have any writings in the old? I don't know where I'm going.
The old writing blender.
The old writing pot.
Writing blender.
The writing oven.
Yeah, in the writing zone, right in the writing lobe. Yeah, they're all in my writing lobe.
Yeah,
my
the writing lobe.
Tumor. Yeah,
that's what I was looking for.
Yes,
Thank you.
In my lobe, deep within my lobe. I am writing a sci-fi short story right now that's about. So there's no non-stupid way to say my story is about, because it just always sounds so flat, but it's sort of about like static electricity. It's I'm just like doing the way of writing of taking like one really simple scientific concept that I can't get out of my head and coming up with a story that's an excuse to write about like how that makes me feel. Pretty much.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
And that's awesome that you can take something as simple as static electricity and turn
have feelings about it. Yeah,
and turn it into something. That's really, really cool.
Well, we'll see.
So you can follow Lynne at her Twitter, which is scrolling along the bottom right there. Where else can people find your stuff, or is there any way? Is there any place people can go and help support your writing?
Oh, thank you for asking. I have a website, LynnePeskoe-Yang.com. I'm not very good at updating it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm usually talking about lube. That's a lie. I should talk about lube more. Clearly, there's a market for lube tweets. So.
Well, I mean, we'll have Rachel reach out to you and get you, we'll get you an hour or so every couple weeks that you can just talk about lube.
Hi, welcome to my lube channel where I talk about lube.
Lube love.
Lube love. Safe for work lube love. Lube tube.
SFWLL. Safe for work lube love. Lynne, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy your air conditioning. Stay out of the heat.
You too.
And I can't wait to have you back on and talk about lube some more.
Sounds good.
All right. See you later.
Good morning to you both. Bye.
Bye-bye. Just fantastic. What a wonderful little convo. First thing.
I love guest appearances on our guest appearances.
Oh my God, yes. It reminds us that there's more of a world out there. It's like, oh yeah, people come in and out. Come in and out. Let's see. We are going to be bringing out our next guest, Kristina Smarz, here in just a moment. Before we do that, I do want to say too, it's also, let's see, we talked about this before the show, Chloe and I, and it is National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. And it's also
Same.
National Pet Appreciation Week. And I feel like every week is Pet Appreciation Week on this show and just in my life in general.
Yeah.
How's Buddy Joe doing in the heat?
Oh, he's, anything that makes him uncomfortable, he just kind of sleeps through it.
I mean, isn't that the easiest way to do it? I do it too sometimes.
True. It's very smart.
Something makes me uncomfortable, I get real tired.
Yeah. I have like clippers and stuff, and I like typically will just like trim him up myself, but I think I'm gonna splurge a little bit and take him to a professional to get a nice summer cut. Yeah,
got to get that summer cut.
Because it's hot out there for a dog.
I'm thinking about doing the same thing now that it's summer. I need to get that summer cut.
Yeah, get that undercut going.
I think I'm going to do that undercut.
Cool the back of your neck.
That. Yeah, I don't know how I would look with that, but we'll find out. Looks like we've inspired the Strandrew to go get some ice cream. Good, you should. I mean, it's after 10.
Have ice cream.
You can have ice cream if you want.
Well, and it's early. He's in Colorado, so it's earlier there.
Oh, is that Andrew from the that owns the puppers we just showed? Oh, yes. Andrew, you can have ice cream for breakfast. You're an adult, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
If you're up watching this show, you're probably an adult. I would guess.
Ice cream for breakfast. I mean, it's kind of perfect, right? Especially on a hot day.
What you could do is you could fill the bowl with ice cream, let it melt, and then pour cereal in there. And then just have melted ice cream as the milk for your cereal.
And you don't even have to you don't have to get a chocolate flavored cereal. You could just put like regular, oh man, it's been so long since I've had cereal. Cornflakes. Just throw some regular cornflakes in there. You get the crunch.
Andrew, first of all, don't listen to Chloe. If you're going to do it with Cocoa Krispies. Cocoa Krispies or Cocoa Puffs.
I saw an ice cream at the store yesterday that was called it was called Chocolate Orgy.
You can't say can't say
I know, but it's ice cream. But there were only two. It was just chocolate ice cream with chocolate chips.
So there are only two things in it? Like, they don't know what an orgy is, obviously. Like, you need chocolate chips, you need chocolate pretzels, you need brownie bites, you need
kind of more than two.
So yeah, it's chocolate monogamy. Chocolate monogamy.
Oh my god, I would
wasn't as interesting of a flavor.
I would pay for that ice cream. I want someone to make that flavor.
Yeah. Chat, throw in the chat what else you think would go into the chocolate orgy ice cream. And
I hope Count Chocula is still a thing.
I think Count Chocula is still a thing.
Yeah. Maybe just around Halloween.
Yeah, I think that's when they it used to be they would put those like Count Chocula, Frankenberry, lube. There would be definitely some sort of lube in there. I don't know what chocolate sauce, maybe just like a chocolate swirl.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Yeah. That's smart.
That's smart. Chocolate KY. I don't know. That doesn't sound good. We have derailed.
I'm sorry, Matt. I did this.
The best thing to do when you derail is to insert more insanity into the equation.
Yes.
And we are going to do that right now. And we're going to have a little chat about reality television. I've been getting super into it, like I said. And there's only one person I can think of that I would really want to be involved in this. And that is Kristina Smarz.
Hello?
There she is.
Hi. Is this on?
Yeah, you're.
Hi.
Smarz, you're on the show.
Oh, hello.
This is the show now. Let's just do this. We're gonna do this. We'll just all get in here like this.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you see me? Or let's do like my parents on FaceTime.
Yeah. But I'm just kind of like, where's the?
I can't hear you.
What?
I can't.
I'm trying to flip the camera around. I want you to see this plant I found.
My mom's figured out how to use all that stuff, and it's got me so sad. It's just not good. It's not good. My mom will literally text me like, "Are you up?" And I'm like,
"You're like, Mom, that's not how you're supposed to use that phrase."
Or she'll like to text me, "Are you home?" And I'm like, "Why? Like, why does that matter? You've got me now." Like, you know,
are you?
It's kind of like you got like the idea of the answering machine, because it'd be like, you know, because she had
pick up. Yeah.
Would never ever answer the phone. Don't answer the phone rings. Don't answer it. Like, why? What's it like? Let the machine pick up. Okay, so you let the machine pick up, and it's like, you know, "Hi, it's Nancy. If you're there, pick up." And then there's that long pause.
I guess you're not there.
I guess you're not home. So I think that's how text works for my mom too. Like, "Are you home?
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Hello?" And like there'll be 3 or 4, and then she'll call, and then she won't get an answer, and then she'll text again, and then she'll call and maybe leave a message.
Well, I'll do the thing where I message someone on Facebook, and I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then, or like, "Hey, when you have a second, I'd like to chat." And then I don't put anything else until they respond.
Right.
All right. Like, I don't want to like keep going. Like, I hate when I type and then I type and I type and I type and then there's no response. I feel like I'm being a little like
one-sided conversation. Right
there. Yes. Oh, hello, people in the chat.
Oh yeah, people are saying hi to you like crazy. They love you. They're very excited you're here.
I'm impressed that people watch your show. What's that like? No, I'm kidding. We have
people watch your show.
I mean, it is. It's a morning show. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that people can watch us on a Monday. But I'm so glad that you all do. Yeah, Smarz, you had 20 viewers last week, so that's nothing to scoff at.
Double digits,
baby.
I don't know who runs on Scotches, but they are living for me right now. Yeah. Where am I? How did I get here? Yeah, and like the whole runs on Scotch. Well, you know.
Yeah, you click buttons and you end up here. Welcome. Yeah. I hope you are enjoying
everything
yourself.
On the internet. Every path on the internet leads to Hello World.
That would be fantastic if you just kind of were at the end of a spiral, like, hey.
Yeah,
welcome.
That would be great.
Here's some puppy pictures. I mean, in some ways, it sort of is like, you know, like you scroll down and then there's some puppy pictures and some scary things about science fiction.
Yeah. We like to cover our bases here in the morning. It's a good way to start the week. It kind of, you know, gets everything kind of lined up for you.
I have to say, though, listening to Lynne, I am now going to look twice at every dog that I see. Like, I didn't think at all about, like, the whole, like, walking around Cambridge, you don't know. You don't know.
You don't know what's a robot and what's not?
No, some, like, microdynamics company is, like, you know, just messing with you and wanting to see, like, can this thing pass as real? And you don't know.
It looks like a trash can, but it's really an automated recording assassin.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Oh no!
They record assassinations, so it's been.
That's all they do.
That's it's been slow, but we're hoping.
Here's hoping.
The problem is that we didn't think about this, but trash cans are usually pretty stationary and.
Right.
Assassinations happen in all kinds of different places.
So really, it's just the assassination on this street corner. Anything that happens here, we've got them.
Wow. So, Smarz, we brought you on to talk about reality television.
Too late.
Too late. So we just did a huge thing. I don't know, Smarz, if you watch this show on the regular. If you don't, that's fine. But we just. What did we talk about 3 weeks ago?
I'm usually not up at this time of the morning.
100%. I wouldn't be either.
I'm either up at this time and working, or I'm not up. Like, I'm one of those people, and I hate it. But like, it's like if I don't have a reason to get out of bed, I don't.
Beds are comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beds are comfy and safe.
I'm sitting on my bed right now.
Oh, we have the same headboard.
Look at that, IKEA.
Yeah. Who doesn't love shelves in their headboard?
Extra storage. It's key.
Who doesn't love headboards in their shelves?
Right.
So we've been talking about Eurovision. Our good friend Kieran Grumley has been on talking. We've been talking about the Eurovision, but now that's over for another year. So I've been needing to get my competition fix, and I've done that thanks to you and Sarah Jane Burns, who's amazing, and who is unfortunately working this morning or would have been on the show. Have got me into this show called
Assassinated by a trash can.
A trash can, yeah. Has gotten me into this show called The Circle. And for those of you that don't know,
I don't know.
Right?
What
Chloe
this
doesn't know
is.
Chloe knows nothing about The Circle.
So you get real-time reactions.
Wait.
Yeah. If you're into The Circle in the chat, give us shouts. Give us some of those Circle hashtags in the chat. I don't know, like hashtag Circle fam, hashtag Circle loyalty, like whatever.
If we learned anything from the Circle, hashtags really don't matter.
They don't.
And should be used in all text messages.
Yeah. I love using hashtags for no reason.
I kind of do, actually.
Yeah. So here's the basic setup of The Circle. They get this giant apartment building in. I looked it up. It's actually in the UK. Is where they film it. They film it in the UK. It's not in Chicago. They take footage like from all the outside shots are different cities around the country, but the actual building itself is in the UK. You look confused. I'm going to double check my.
Why?
That seems like a lot of trouble. But okay,
Yeah.
I don't not believe you. That just seems so dumb. I know there was
The Circle USA was filmed in the same apartment building in Salford, England.
Wow.
As the original British series. So it was a British series that is now an American series.
That blows my mind now because I'm thinking of the logistics and some of the contestants and some of the people that were like there for like a day, and then wow.
Good morning, other David Thomas. Thanks for joining us. So it's this apartment building where they have 12 furnished apartments, and these apartments are nice. Like these are nice apartments. They're also covered in cameras. Cameras everywhere.
Everywhere.
Okay. So basically, you go into your apartment. They give you a single person. They give you an apartment, and you have to stay relatively in that apartment the whole time, and you don't get to interact with any people face to face.
And I think they take away all your other technology. Like you don't have your cell phones. Like you can't reach out to the outside world. The only people that you can contact or have any communication with are the 6 people that are in the circle.
The Circle.
The Circle.
Yeah. And then it's a social media experiment / competition where throughout the course of the competition, they rate the other people in the apartment building, and the people on the bottom get blocked from the circle. And if you get blocked from the circle, or they get sent home by the top people.
Right, because not necessarily you could be ranked on the bottom, but get sent home. So the top 2 people usually are the influencers, and they get to decide who goes home. And you could be number 3 and get sent home because they're like, Chloe's a threat. Like, I want to win the $100,000, and Chloe's a threat to me, so I want to get rid of her. And Matt's like, she said something shady about Danacha, who is, she's
Danacha's the worst.
Danacha, I wanted her off immediately.
Day one.
Yeah.
What are they rating each other? What are they rating each other on? What do they
literally?
It's a popularity contest.
It's literally, they have a chat. They have what's called Circle Chat, which is like a group chat where people go in, and everything is voice activated too. So they're not typing; they're actually saying the things. And they must have. I think Smarz. We talked about this on Genuine Nonsense, and this kind of gave me the idea to do a bit here on our show. Is there has to be a person sitting back and like typing, like listening and typing as they go.
Yeah, there has to be, because the speech to text is like pretty good, but it's not that good.
And it's not, because like they'll even have like inflection or like enough, and it's like ENUFF, and you're like, that's not how that goes.
Yeah.
So there is definitely, and I mean, editing does wonders. So I'm sure there's like, it's probably not as like, immediate as we think it is, but
I would kill to see just like one day, like just to like watch the footage.
Yeah.
There was a reality show back when I was in Liverpool this was years and years ago. I spent about 6 months in Liverpool.
You were practically there.
I was practically there.
That's where they shot the sequel.
Oh, is it? Is that where they shot the? I don't know. Anyway,
Matt,
are we
on the circle right now?
We're on the circle right now.
We're on the square.
So there was a show. There was a reality show called, I believe it was called Spaced Invaders or something like that. And it was basically, they got all these people from around the UK, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to go into space? Because we're going to have a competition, and the winner gets to go into space." And everybody's like, "F yeah, I want to go into space." So they have these auditions, right? And they get this crew of people. And then here's the deal. They put them in a plane and say, "Hey, we're going to fly you to a base in Russia. And there you're going to go through space training. And then from there, we'll pick one or two people and actually send them into space." So they put them on a plane, and they don't go to Russia. They fly them at night out around the North Sea and back into the UK to an old decommissioned American Air Force base, tell them it's Russia, and say, and then start putting them through all these like tests and trainings and things that are 100% bullshit. Every single one of them is bullshit. They have a couple plants in there too that like they know it's all fake, and they're never actually going to send anyone into space, right? But the two people that win, they put them into this like what looks like a rocket, but it's just got like screens around the front, and like it moves and shakes and stuff. And then they're like, "Okay, have fun in space." And then they just like leave them there for like 2 weeks and just record them all the whole time. They're doing crazy shit to them, like making like stuff happen, like on the outside, like they're banging on the outside of the thing. They're like putting little like alien, like there's like a little alien bit where they do so, like something happens, and it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's so British though too. Do you want to go to space? We'll send you. Boop boop boop.
Yeah,
that can't be. That's gotta be
illegal, I guess.
Not.
Oh, it was called Space Cadets, is what it was called. Yeah, it was on Channel 4. It's crazy.
It is. It's
and I remember watching
gaslighting.
It is. It is. But for television. So, and I don't know.
But I mean, what else is reality television, right? I mean, right now, there's so much talk about, is it real? Is it scripted? It's 100%. Like, I mean, they're just, and even The Circle, like they're just messing with folks, right? Like there's somebody in a little room who's like, "Ooh, it'd be really good. Tell so-and-so that, blah, 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 blah." It's like, okay, I'll do that now. And so they're just messing with each other. And not to bring us back on track, but like The Circle, like that's part of the whole thing is like people come in as catfish. So like, I might not even be myself. You don't know. Like you're just going by a profile picture and what this person says. And so a handful of people have come in as like people that they're like, "Oh, well, like I'm a dude," and like nobody's going to trust a dude. Like they're going to like this cute, like, 20-year-old blonde chick, like, and this other guy was like, "I'm in my like mid 50s. Like I'm too old for social media. People aren't going to listen to me." So Lee, I love Lee.
Second season Lee is one of my favorites.
I love that guy. So yeah, I mean, it's like it really. So anyone who's on the fence, I don't know why I watched it. It was one of those things. I think I was just like scrolling and like it just kept popping up. I'm a marketer's wet dream, I guess. I don't know. Like, up eventually, it's science. 3 times and reach frequency. Like they got me, and I was just like, all right, what is this? I will watch the first episode, and did, and I was like, oh, I need to watch more. Like I need to find, because it was just so, it's so complicated to explain, but so simple in actuality. It's like. Yeah, it's like Recess on the internet and a popularity contest, Yeah.
And I started watching it with the second season, and then I got hooked on the second season and watched the whole thing, and then I went back and watched the first season.
I got hooked on the second season, ran out of episodes before the end, really liked the character Chloe, who is from Essex, UK, so she was actually the one who went the least far. But she was on a show called Too Hot to Handle, which was on Netflix. Do
you know this, Chloe? Do you know Too Hot to Handle?
Too Hot to Handle. This is fantastic.
Tell the premise of Too Hot to Handle. I love this idea.
They grab like a bunch of like sex crazed 20-somethings who are like hot. They're
all super hot. Everybody's super hot.
Like dudes that like boom boom, like massive bulges everywhere. The chicks are all like injected and perfect, and like this one woman, I don't think she exists in reality. Like she was just like so perfect, and you're like, why is this? What is this? And so so they throw that, they send them again $100,000. This is all to win $100,000, which apparently is the amount of money that they
the least amount of money you can give someone to do pretty much anything.
So they get all these hot people, and I don't know what they told them, but they're like going on this retreat, and they're like, "Yep."
Well, they thought it was going to be a hedonistic like.
I don't know if they actually told them. Like, I don't know if they told them it was going to be hedonistic, because people only packed bikinis, so like I don't know where they thought they were going, but so they throw them into this beautiful retreat place that I think was actually in Mexico. It's like by the beach. It's got, of course, pools and hot tubs and all this kind of stuff, and they throw them all in one room. That's where they're sleeping. They're getting there. They're checking out each other, and then this little Alexa.
12 hours into it, they don't do it right away. They let them all get like flirty with each other, and like.
They're putting on massage lotion, like which is very funny. One guy's game was like literally like, you look like you could use some suntan lotion, and was like, nah. But he was a doll anyway. So 12 hours into it, they're all picking up who they're going to hook up with and like all this kind of stuff, because they all had commitment issues. They were all like, no, I just like bang them and leave them. Like I don't want a number. I just want to bang them in there. Yeah, bang, 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 bang. And so then 12 hours in, Alexa comes on. She's like, hello. And she tells them basically that they're there to win $100,000. But the catch is none of them can touch one another. There is to be no sexual contact whatsoever with someone else or yourself. There's no self-pleasure allowed on this. Like
no kissing, no nothing.
No nothing. So, and what happens is people invariably, hormones take over, guys. Hot attracts hot. There's like hot magnets, just parts to parts. and so
hot, fleshy magnets.
So I guess maybe it started with a kiss or something like that, where like, the next day Alexa, and it's not Alexa, I don't remember her name all of a sudden, is like, there has been a breach of the rules. And then like, so, and it's like, someone has kissed. $3,000 will be deducted from the pot. So what happens is every time something happens, money comes off of the thing. So there's some people who take it like super serious, and they're like, dude, there's $100,000, and now we're down to like 70, and other people that are like, you know what? I have needs and urges, and we didn't have this money before, so who cares? It's honestly amazing. And then people leave, and then people come back. But here's the thing: it sounds terrible, and I'm not doing a good job of explaining it, because I cried at the end, and like people freaking grew, and it was.
That's the thing. If you can have a show, and that's The Circle did the same thing to me. It's like I would never expect to get emotional during a reality television show, like watching Big Brother. Like I've watched seasons of Big Brother. I've watched. My wife used to be really big into The Challenge. On MTV, would watch that. I would watch bits of that. I was like, I don't like these people. But there were episodes of The Circle where I was weeping.
Falling.
Just ugly crying weeping.
So I think I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think it's too much, really. And I think it's Netflix. Like when I was kind of going through, I was like, Netflix has got things figured out in terms of like how to sort of space things, how to edit things. But the thing that I realized with both, and I don't know, maybe it's just kids these days. I don't know. The younger generation is way more positive than we was. But I think that there's like this positivity, this underlying positivity, and like anyone who's negative, they get rid of them immediately, and then they sort of build this love thing. Like there were people lying to each other's faces and creating what seemed to be real relationships on the circle with people that were lying to their faces, and they walk in a room and they're like, oh my God, you're and like this big embrace, like I'm so happy to meet you. And you're
hey,
like,
they haven't seen they haven't had human interaction for probably what, 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. So they will hug anybody at that point.
So yeah, I mean, people have been lying to each other's faces, and they're like, I'm so happy to see you. This is great. And they're laughing. Like it's wild, and it's just good fun. And for some reason, this is the
I think it's 2 weeks. It might be longer than 2 weeks. I don't know.
Huge swing, but like on Too Hot to Handle, there is one episode. Matt, you haven't watched it?
I have not watched Too Hot to Handle yet.
I don't know if this is.
I started watching it, but then I realized that I do a lot of my reality TV watching on the commute to work, and I was like, this is not a show I can watch on the bus.
Yeah, no, but
without being a creep. I mean, I feel enough like a creep watching it in my living room. Because
it's just chicks in bikinis and dudes in swim trunks.
Yeah, it's just super hot people.
And when they get dressed up, they just put on a sparklier bikini and the guy like that's all it is.
Yeah, Chloe, if you need help, Jess Rassick Stark says wink if you need help. If you want us, if we need a safe word, we can do a safe word here. If this is
so Chloe, now that you've heard all that, what questions do you have?
I just wait. So I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
You said that on Too Hot to Handle, people grow.
Yeah,
and
in more ways than one, if you know what I'm saying.
Nice. What's?
Yep.
What kind of progress are they making?
They will lead you to believe huge progress. I mean, so this is one of the things. I might be giving something away. I hope I'm not, because it was in one of the teaser trailers. They bring in like self-help gurus to come in and do little like retreats. So like, some of it is almost like improv exercises, like look into each other's eyes real long time and breathe and like say words that come out, and you're like, okay. But there's this one where they put up they're out in like the tropics. They have these little platform stages like set up in like an open green space with like little screens on them. And the girls are told to go out and drop their bikini bottoms. And there's a mirror down there. We want you to really take a good look at yourself. And here's the thing that I don't like. None of these women, these are women who are like telling them, these are sexually active women who are proud of their bodies and like, but they've never looked at themselves. And it's an eye-opening experience for all of these women. And it's, you leave going like, and they're forever changed. Because they wanna, really honor the chach after that. So
you gotta honor your chach.
We've got a question in the chat, and this is honestly, I do not know the answer to this. Has anyone boned in the first 12 hours before did anyone like do the deed before the 12 hours was up? In the first 12 hours?
Oh, no.
I don't think so.
No, they didn't get that. No, not at least not in this season.
Yeah, maybe. Is there a season 2? Is there a season 2 coming out? Or
there has to be. There
has to be.
There better be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check that out. A third one that I want to bring up real quick before Smarz has to. I mean, I'm assuming Smarz has other things she has to do today.
I haven't even 11, but otherwise,
right. Yeah. There's a show that I discovered on HBO Max, and it's called The Bridge. And this is also British. This is a British thing. and they go around and they gather these people and they take them to Wales into like the wilderness. Okay. And they go to the banks of this I think it's the largest lake in Wales. I'm not sure the name of the lake.
Lake Wales.
Lake Wales.
It's Wales Lake.
Wales, the lake. So they take them there, and there is a beautiful, like they have this really cool like cabin set up and everything, right? And then once they get there, they have no idea, like they know they're in for some sort of competition, but they don't know what the competition is yet. So when they get there, they say, hey, look out into, there's like 850 feet out into this lake. There is an island. And on the island, there's a tower. And underneath that tower is a chest that has 100,000 pounds. Not $100,000, 100,000 pounds.
Which is
so that's like
$2 American dollars.
which is $250 in American dollars since Brexit. No, that's like a ridiculous amount of money. But they can't sail out and they can't swim out to the island, so they have to build this bridge. And they have all the material, like they left them all the materials. The only thing is they left the materials all over the place, so they have to like venture out and find the materials and then bring them back to base camp and build this bridge. And these aren't all, there's like a couple people that are like builders and know how to build things, but everybody else is just like regular folk.
This sounds. Did they rule out catapulting? You can't swim, or you can't. But
they did not rule out catapulting.
Smart! So, you got to go on the show now.
I don't want to give any. Right, exactly. How do you even engineer a bridge from one side? Right, it's like how do you even do that? But they like, I'm not gonna. I'm up to. I haven't seen the last episode, so I don't know who wins. But
wait for it. I'll watch it, and then we can watch it together.
We can watch it together. I love that. So let me know when you're at the last episode, and we'll watch it together. Bridge. But let me tell you what, it is brutal. Because there's no every once in a while they'll send them a message, but their messages come in flares. Like they send out a flare, and then they have 15 minutes to go and get the box that is on like a floating thing in this lake. They have to like paddle out, get this thing, and bring it back in 15 minutes, or else the message expires, which I can only assume means something in the box catches fire and burns the message up, and they don't get to see what it is.
That sounds so almost like Hunger Games-ish. Do you remember like where somebody died, there'd be like the cannon flare, and then, like you'd be like, who died?
It's very like Survivor meets The Circle is, I think, how I originally described it to you, Smarz. And they compete individually. Only one person gets the money. But they don't tell them how that person is going to get the money.
They get it all in coconuts.
They don't say how it is out of this group of people, how it is that only one person is going to take the money.
Oh,
that's cool.
So, and they don't find that out until they get to the island. And to get to the island, they have to build this 850-foot bridge. Then they all have to cross the bridge and get there. And the bridge has to stay together there and back.
Oh. Because I was wondering if they could just like put on pylons and like, one person hops to one, and then like, then you pass something forward and you put that in the water, and then everybody.
No.
Oh.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. So that is on HBO Max.
I will
check it out. It is intense.
Ooh, I can't. Okay, now I really want to watch it. Yeah, I had gone on to watch it, and then a group of friends are really into like Mayor of Easttown or East whatever.
Which the first episode of Mayor of Easttown is crazy.
But that's a whole nother thing. I don't know.
That's a whole nother thing.
Her name's Mare, and she lives in Easttown.
Right, yeah. I know. That's really the whole show. And they say
I thought she was part horse. That's what I thought it was.
I thought it was about a horse.
You're like, wait, is Kate Winslet playing a horse?
Because I kept saying the Mayor. And they're like, it's not the Mayor. It's like that's her name, Mayor. Like okay, whatever. But So yeah, anyways, there's a lot of stuff out there. And we came to talk the circle and we didn't even, we explained it. We didn't even get halfway into it, but check it out. They're going to change your life with this reality stuff. I'm telling you.
So real quick, while we've still got you for another minute or so, Smarz, if you could sum up like the first, I would say sum up the first season of The Circle in 5 words.
Oh boy.
What do you think?
Shoot, was that already words?
No, you're at 4 words. You get 1 word.
Fun. Let's see. That'd be a popularity contest with wild characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say it's season 2. Well, it's season 2. Yeah, you don't lose anything watching season 2 first. You don't at all. Yeah, you could watch season 1 first and it gets well explained. And even they mess with people on their own right. So yeah, in each ways. And
in ways, I think season 2 took some of the stuff out of season 1, and I didn't realize it until I went back and watched season 1. Season 2 didn't do a lot of the stuff that they did in season 1, as far as updating your profile, adding more pictures, adding videos, things like that. They trimmed it down a little bit for season 2. But it's still very, very entertaining.
Yeah, and some of the catfishing, and the other thing to really point out is the host, Michelle. I'm blanking on her.
Oh, I'll get it. Yeah,
it's it starts with a B, and I can never say it right.
Michelle Buteau.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
She hosts it and she's delightful.
I love
some
her.
of her commentary is just 100% spot on in terms of that's what I was like. There's one guy who just never wears a shirt and
she's here for it. She's there for it.
But she's not, just so funny.
Yeah. And you mentioned narrators for the show, and I forgot with the bridge, one of the best, one of the biggest, in my opinion, one of the biggest things about the show that is awesome is that it's narrated by James McAvoy. So in his beautiful Scottish brogue,
I'm sold.
Every time he says bridge, and he says bridge a lot, but it's bridge. And you're and you just want to, you just get a little tingle. You get a little tingle, right?
There's a terrible one. It's also British. Sorry, another side. It might be Love Island or something like that. It was on in the UK for a really long time. Mm-hmm. Actually, the host just tragically died, maybe within COVID or something like that. One of the 2 hosts, but there was a female and a male host, and she was a talk show circuit person and comedian of her own right. And that show, it was a similar thing where they throw a bunch of horned up people and they're supposed to figure out who's gonna and they couple up and whoever wins. They started an American version of it, but I don't think it took off. But anyway, the commentating on that was just spectacular. And that made me watch it more than what was actually going on. And see, that's the other thing. That's the tricks that these reality show people realize. They're okay, if we get the people who are really into the drama, they'll get sucked into that. But if we've got the thinkers who are just kind of that's trash, I'm not interested in that, then they're oh, okay, so we got
the game.
We got the game, and we've got the snark that's going to kind of bring you through. So yeah, they got you. They got me.
It takes what Big Brother started. Big Brother started this thing, and they really make that whole reality competition thing a thing, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Smarz, I tell you what, you are now the official reality TV correspondent for Hello World. So we'll definitely have you back in a couple weeks if you'll have us.
Please.
Because before June is over, I want to have a whole episode dedicated to RuPaul's Drag Race, which is another one of my favorite reality TV
so good
shows. And there's so many episodes of that to talk through.
If there's makeup and creativity, or somebody has to make stuff involved, making it also cute show.
Very good
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
Face
God.
Off is fun too. That's a makeup one. It's a makeup. It's like a stage makeup,
Like special effects
makeup kind of show.
Was that on FX for a while?
It was on Sci-Fi.
Yes, I loved that show. I
Yeah.
didn't realize there were more seasons.
I think it's on Hulu. I don't know how many seasons there are. I don't know where it's streaming. We'll do all that. We'll do another. We will definitely do another reality TV corner.
Ink Master also not bad.
Ink Master. Oh yeah.
That's
The needle tattoo thing kind of freaks me out, but
you won't mind it.
maybe I'll check it out. All right, Smarz, have a wonderful rest of your day. Real quick, we should probably plug the show that you do on the channel.
Why?
Where can people see you, Smarz?
People can see me walking through the streets of Watertown, Massachusetts, just aimlessly. Will you be my friend? Are you a real dog? I'm on 2MB Studios every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on a show called Genuine Nonsense with Kelly McFarland.
Amazing.
Yeah. So check that out.
Right before Boy Detectives, because that's what everybody.
It's not on. It's not on anymore. Boy Detective stopped. I think we told you that last week.
You did, but I didn't. I hope they're okay.
You're now the show. You're now the big show on Tuesday nights. So yeah, tune in Tuesday night, 7:00. You can see Smarz and Kelly McFarland and just a plethora of other weirdos on that show. So
wonderful starting my day with you two. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Smarz. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. One of my absolute favorite people in the world. Hands
What a
down.
delight every time.
What a damn delight that person is. Kristina Smarz. Check her out. Tuesdays at 7. Genuine Nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've still got a few things to do. I never did get to show you my slideshow that I made.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm gonna show you real quick. We're gonna go through it because we were talking about the Legos, right? So these are some of the most expensive Lego sets. All right. Here's one. The Lego Rebel Blockade Runner, $1,330.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I bet most of these are gonna be Star Wars.
They're not all Star Wars. Some of them are Star Wars. Yes. So this is the cheapest of the ones that I have. Okay. This is the lowest price I have is $1,330. Next one, the Lego Eiffel Tower is $1,450. Look at that. Yeah.
It's a lot of.
That's a lot of dough.
How tall is that?
That's pretty tall. It's pretty tall. I mean, that's looks like above a dishwasher there.
Yeah. So,
I would say that goes about just a little over your head there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like 3 feet.
Next up, we've got the Lego Imperial Star Destroyer coming in at a cool $1,600.
Cool.
Yeah. Big one there. The Lego Limited Edition Batman announcement set for the I guess the Lego Batman movie is now worth $1,720.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, right. Some of these are collector's editions, which of course, make the price up a little bit. The Lego Death Star 2, almost $2,000, $1,972. For this isn't even, you don't even have the pieces for this.
It's not even
that's
complete.
not even a completed Death Star. What a ripoff.
What a ripoff.
This is from the 50s. And if you have one of these,
vintage.
It is worth $2,000.
Oh my gosh.
For a Danmarks International Mary. I don't know, that's Dutch. Or Danish. I'm sorry. Okay. The Lego Yoda wearing an I Love New York shirt. I don't know why this is a thing, but it's worth $2,275.
He's literally standing on a street. It's just Yoda on a street corner.
Right. $2,000. Over $2,000 right there.
Oh my God.
Right. Well, it's not as crazy as a piece of Lego pizza that is over $4,000. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Antonio's Pizzarama. Lego pizza slice is for amusement, not for consumption.
Just amusement.
Just to let you know. Next, we've got the Lego H.C. Anderson's Clumsy Hans. This is the most expensive set out there. The 20.
Sorry, who is Clumsy Hans?
I don't know. This is a specialty designer Lego set. It is worth $7,375. As you can see, it's number 19 out of 80. So, yeah, that's a lot.
Oh, it's a Hans Christian Andersen character.
Oh, is it Clumsy Hans? Oh, Hans Christian Andersen, H.C. Andersen.
Ha!
See, it's right there it's right there, H.C. Andersen.
I see.
There we go.
No one calls him H.C. Andersen.
Hey, H.C., tell me a story about a duckling that's not that cute.
Blackhead Hans.
All right, so our question today was approximately how many Lego bricks are produced in a year? And the answer is in the billions. I don't know if anybody... Clumsy Hans kind of looks like crap,
it
right?
It kind of does. I'll be
but
honest.
It's worth $7,000. So.
It looks like carp.
Carp. So do you have a guess here? You said billions, so you're not wrong there.
Oh, I think somebody in the chat was like 100. Said 100 billion.
100 billion. That's a little high.
Okay, so then I'm gonna say 50 billion.
50 billion. No, it's approximately 19 billion Lego elements are produced per year. This is from the Lego website. 2.16 million are molded every hour. 36,000 pieces every minute.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. And it's great. On the FAQs for the on the Lego website, one of them is, why is your stuff so expensive? And they're like, hey, we build it out of stuff we build it out of like the highest quality stuff, so it doesn't degrade or like release any gases or like nothing toxic for your kids or whatever. So they're like, that costs. That's not cheap to do that.
It ain't cheap. I actually I have a Lego fact.
Oh, what's your Lego fact?
How tall could a Lego tower get before the bottom brick collapses?
Oh.
They tested this with a hydraulic ram, and it turns out, so it's 4,240 newtons of force, which would be equal to 950 pounds, which is about the size of a grizzly bear, adult grizzly bear.
That's why when you step on Legos, it hurts so much.
Yes,
because you're not tall enough or you're not heavy enough to
crush
them. I think the tallest was like 11 stories. Is they put like 11 stories of Legos up.
So the bottom brick would not collapse until you get to 375,000 bricks, which is 2.17 miles high.
Jesus,
but
that's crazy.
It would probably fall over before you got that high.
It would. It would probably fall over. Wow. What a packed show today. I love that. We
learned a lot.
We learned so much today. I do want to shout out real quick. We do have some birthdays. I want to get some birthdays out today. Jessica Tandy, Tom Jones, Prince, and Bill Hader are all having birthdays today. This week, Frank Lloyd Wright, Jerry Stiller, Joan Rivers on Tuesday, Cole Porter, Jackie Mason, and Natalie Portman, as I like to say. I like to spell it Protman, though. Thursday, Elizabeth Hurley and Bill Burr. Happy birthday to the guy that brings Boston to the universe. And then Friday, Gene Wilder, Hugh Laurie, and Peter Dinklage.
Happy birthday to my big brother yesterday. Happy birthday to my cousin Jason today. And I think that's it for the week.
Also, I'd like to give a big birthday shout out to a dear friend of the show. Michelle McNulty is having a birthday this week. Happy birthday, Michelle. All right, that's our show, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow and subscribe. Check out our About section on our Twitch page. And you can see all the ways you can support the channel. We've got a Patreon, we've got Ko-fi, we've got merch. You can sign up for a newsletter. Like, we've got so much stuff on there, and all those links are in our About section on our Twitch page. Later tonight, we've got we've got That Sounds Right with Kaylee Kane and Tim Booker. Playing Misinformation and Will Actually. And then you can't miss our Poof boys, Nate and Bacon, doing their Poof thing at 8:00. So that's what we've got on tap for tonight.
Amazing.
On 2MB. Chloe, you got any words of wisdom for us before we wrap it up today?
Oh, yeah. It's hot. So I found the best way to deal with the heat is to just accept it, just like, you're here, might as well make the best of it. Everyone's going to get sweaty. Don't worry about it too much.
Just, sit in front of a fan.
Yeah. But get yourself a fan and a cool drink and just chill, man.
Yeah. Have a great week, everybody. See you next Monday.
Goodbye, world.